family playing big office. So I went downstairs with this portfolio and said, look, I'm an author. I came over here to write a book about the dollars and black people in America. I am a guest of the government. This man, and just as that happened, a newspaper reporter from the biggest newspaper in the city of Nagpur came to interview me. Just like the ancestors sent him. I said, look, man, these people are ripping me off. They want to make me pay this bill. I'm not going to pay it. I've been cheated. I've been abused. I'm a foreigner. I want you to write a column on the front page of tomorrow's paper. Now, by this time, everybody in the hotel is checking me out. And the manager is saying, sir, if you come, I don't want to calm down. I'm not going to pay the bill. Sir, well, you just come. I don't want, I told you, I don't want to be calm. I'm not going to pay it. You can call the police if you want to. So naturally, they drastically reduced the bill. Okay. And I was able to get out of there. I fly south to a city. You know, I figured I might as well push it. Now, I was angry, but I was in control. But I wanted to let them know that I was a raving lunatic. Because they don't know anything about us. So I figured I was going to push it to the max. And I gave them an idea as to what we are all about. Right. They don't take no crap like that. Come on. Now, I wouldn't do that in a hotel in the United States, because they would call the police on me. In a minute, I'd be in jail. So I fly down south to a city called Trivandrum, city of 1 million people. And naturally, I'm flying by myself, and I get there, and there's nobody to meet me. I said, damn, man. You know, I came all the way to India, and thought people were going to trick me. So I get my luggage. Here's the ambassador now. And I walk outside the airport. And there's about 40 guys, all of them black, with their fists up in the air like that, with a television crew, and a big sign in black said, hearty welcome, Runoko Rashidi, African-American scholar and human rights activist. Well, it was good. And I said, I'm finally at home. Because these people seemed like they were delighted to see me. They were members of the Kerala Dalit Panthers. They are named after the Black Panther Party for self-defense, and they are black people. In northern India, I would see individual groups of black folks, or single black people. But they, honestly, there was no black consciousness. You would think if you go to another part of the world, and you see somebody that looks like you, you're going to say, hey, brother, what's up? You're going to express some form of solidarity, but it wasn't like that. But in the South, these people were conscious. They had, this was the birthday, this is April 14th, the trip is 2 weeks old. I got 1 more week left. And it's the birthday of a man named B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. Ambedkar is a great national leader of Dalit. He's the baddest Dalit ever. He's all our great leaders rolled into one. And it's his birthday. So they're going to have a big program, and I'm the keynote speaker, which of course was an honor. And I was met by the chairman of the Kerala Dalit Panthers. His name is K, initial K, Ambu Jackson. Ambu Jackson is his name. So everybody call it Ambu for short. Ambu Jackson, a black man. And you sisters will love this brother. And, you know, he's very black, and he's articulate, and he's just a real hard-working brother with all kind of integrity. He says, how old are you, man? He said, I'm 32. Are you married? No. He says, I just dedicated my life to the struggle. And I said, well, I got some sisters I'm going to bring over there for you, man. All y'all sisters say you can't find a good black man. You can go and import one. They got a bunch of them over there in the Dalit Panthers. They had a demonstration, and there were 5,000 people. 5,000 people. They marched through the city with their fists in the air and a big sign, and they got me holding the sign up front. And the sign says, I don't know what the sign says, but they were saying, black, I'm sure it was good. It was positive. They saying, we salute, no, what do they say? Black is proud, black is strong. We salute the blacks alone. And then sometimes they would just say, black salutes, black salutes, black salutes. All hail Runoko Rashidi. It was very flattering. You get to the place, and they introduced me, and they're speaking a language called Malayalam. In the north is Hindi. In the central portion of the country is Marathi. And in the south is Malayalam, none of which I know 3 words of, all together. So they had to translate it, and I started off by saying, and this is a text produced in a knowledge broker. I hope you get a chance to get one. And I said, Jabim, that means black salutes. That's their version of hotel. I bring you greetings from the black people of America. And they went off. They love us. They admire us. They think that we are trailblazers and forerunners of revolutionary struggle. It is nice to be in a place where people think so highly of you when most of us don't even think that highly of us in America. These people are familiar with Malcolm. They don't know much about Martin Luther King, although Martin Luther King went to India in February 1959. They know about Bobby Seale, Huey Newton. They know about Mike Tyson. In the North, there was a newspaper with a picture of Mike Tyson. I said, well, you guys got Iron Mike in there, because he's one of us. Yeah. So I got up and spoke, and I did this thing, and every time I would say something about black people, about Africans, and adults being one people, they would just light up. Very enthusiastic. In other words, brothers and sisters, I stumbled on the ancestors led me to a place where they have a black consciousness movement that's rapidly expanding into an African consciousness movement. I literally expected to see Stephen Biko walk out of the shadow any time. And I'm right in the middle of it. Wonderful. In this city, Trivandrum, of 1 million people, the Dalits do not own one business establishment. They don't own anything. But the Carolina Dalit Panthers have put all their resources together, and they've rented a building for 6 months. And it's their headquarters. So I inaugurated it, and I did a speech there. And then that evening, I spoke in a YMCA. And there were about 150 people from all over the community, the whole spectrum. And we had what in the United States might be called a town hall meeting. And we talked about our common situations. So that was wonderful. Next day, winding down, but this is important. This doesn't happen every day, so I want to give you at least a highlight. Went to the birthplace of a person named Ayan Kali. Ayan Kali was one of the greatest leaders the Dalits had too. He built a school, and then went north to a place called Cochin, also in the state of Kerala. Kerala is the only state in India, perhaps in the world, with a freely elected communist government. It's a Marxist government, but they're just as racist as the other Hindus. And the Dalit Panthers and the communists, they go at it all the time. And they're like struggling for the supremacy of the city. So I was taken north by the Kerala Dalit Panthers, and I met with a group of Dalit Christians. Now these people were lying to me, they schemed, they told me they would cover all my expenses, and I get up there, they don't know anything about it. No, let them have it. You don't want to get ripped off. I don't care what you call it. You know, people lying, doing all that kind of stuff. So I go there, and the next morning, I was taken to another tribal area. And this is one of the highlights on the trip. This is literally in the rainforest, or the jungle. Hundreds of kilometers into the jungle. And I'm saying most of the time, man, we are going too far. I don't want to get stuck out here. I don't see how this car is going to get over these roads. That's a river we have to cross. Let's turn around. And they would just ignore me. And finally we get to this area, and I see this little bitty black lady with blonde hair, and this little bitty brother, look like he come just out of Australia, and they looking at me funny, and I'm looking at them funny. And then finally we drive a little further, and there's another little black lady with blonde hair, and she's walking with a staff in her hand. And she's smiling and grinning and making all these gestures towards me. So I asked the translators, what is she saying? They said, we don't know exactly what she's saying, but she's obviously very glad to see you. So I was taken from hut to hut. We had to, excuse me, we had to go get permission of the village elder to visit the area, and we did. And all the time, this little old lady is following us up this mountain, literally, thick forest. These people lived on the products of the forest, bamboo, tapioca, coconut, honey, and a couple other items. But gradually, little by little, everybody stopped what they were doing and started following me around. And I, took pictures with these people. I took a picture of one couple, and I ain't a very tall brother. I wish I could lose some weight. I'm a very tall brother. And these people stood about this high.
Wow.
Yeah, little bitty black people. And so I go from hut to hut, and they're all offering me stuff, tea. By this time, I've gotten used to drinking the tea. I just don't look at it. I say, give it to me, and I let it cool off, and then down. I wasn't going to be rude. I don't care what. I wasn't going to reinforce these notions of untouchability, that I'm better than you, that I can't sit with my brothers and sisters. I came here to be with you. So I did all that. And finally, somebody gave me a large cup of raw honey. They said, try it.